What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the film room, or I guess not really the film room in this case. This is going to be a bit of a different video than what you're used to seeing on this channel. Today, we're going to be going and taking a look at some of the scenarios that we need this upcoming week to get into the playoffs, and then evaluating the pros and cons of if we were to make the playoffs compared to if we were to miss them following the Week 17 matchup with the Giants, and then the result of the Week 17 matchup with the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. Definitely comment below what your guys' predictions are for this upcoming week, or what you would prefer to happen to the Cowboys following this week. So definitely comment below. Let me know what you think, what you want to happen, what needs to happen. Comment below and let me know. Getting into how we get into the playoffs, and we're going to be using the NFL playoff machine on ESPN. This is something I've been using for quite some time now, and this is a pretty cool tool. So if you guys haven't heard about this, just literally look up NFL playoff machine. It should be the first thing to pop up. But basically, you can go through, just pick the winners of the games, and it'll change the playoffs here. So say we pick the Cowboys to win this, it'll have us pop in there at the 4th seed. And now, of course, we know, obviously, we do need to win this game to have any sort of shot of making the playoffs. So let's go ahead and assume that we do win it. However, we also need the Washington football team to lose in Philadelphia against the Philadelphia Eagles. So if that happens, you'll see we remain in that 4th seed. If that does not happen, you'll see Washington sticks in that 4th seed. Now, we have heard rumors that Washington is going to get their starting quarterback back in Alex Smith. Ron Rivera is saying that he is likely going to start Smith. Of course, they're going to keep evaluating his calf up until the game. It is a Sunday night game. It got flexed into that slot, so they're probably going to be waiting until the last minute to guarantee anything. But as of now, it is looking like Alex Smith is starting. We've also seen reports from Jim Schwartz, Philadelphia's defensive coordinator, because you might wonder, well, hey, does Philadelphia really care to win? They're eliminated from the playoffs. Why not just get the better draft pick, lose the game? But Jim Schwartz is saying, hey, no, we have this no-hat rule. We don't want a division rival wearing NFC East championship hats on our field, so we're going to go out there and try to win the ball game. So if you're pro-playoff, let's hope that is the case. So let's say the Eagles win. We do get into that 4th slot. Now, looking at who we would face, Tampa Bay in the 5th seed is who it is lining up to be going into this week. However, there is a possibility that we face somebody other than Tom Brady in the playoffs, which would be a pretty unusual sight to see over here in the NFC. If the Rams end up winning their game against the Arizona Cardinals and the Falcons end up beating the Buccaneers in their Week 17 matchup, then Tampa and Los Angeles will swap seeds. Tampa will go to the 6th seed, and Los Angeles will go to the 5th seed. So we will get our chance at redemption against the Rams back this time in Dallas. Have some fans this time, too, and get our chance to finally right what was possibly wronged in Week 1 with that missed offensive pass interference, as I'm sure you guys remember, and get a chance to go on into the divisional round. All right, so we beat the Giants. Philly beats Washington. We're in the playoffs. But is this where we wanted to be? Looking at the draft from a draft perspective, maybe a few weeks ago, back when we were in the top 5, in me personally, I was like, tank. I was like, let's lose out. Let's get a top 5 pick, trade it for a haul, or draft somebody really good, whatever your preference was there. But looking at it now, there's no real point in taking the draft into consideration at this point. If we are to make the playoffs, get bounced in the first round, I think we're looking somewhere 18, 19, 20, 21, somewhere in that range. If we don't make the playoffs, whether or not we beat the Giants, I think we're looking somewhere 11 to 15. So I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference if we're just speaking on it from a draft point of view. I mean, we drafted CeeDee Lamb last year at 17. There's going to be talent there that we can take that's going to have an immediate impact. And I don't think I haven't looked too much into the draft personally, but I don't think there's as much guaranteed talent, or there's never guaranteed talent, but there's just because of the COVID season, it's been a weird season of college football. There's not as much surefire talent as there might have been in previous drafts. So I don't think drafting 8 or so spots back from like 11 or somewhere in there is going to be too much of a difference. Now, what I may take into consideration is actually next year's schedule. And I noticed this, Todd Archer actually pointed this out. Guy, I've been covering the Cowboys for a long time. Good follow on Twitter for sure. So say Philadelphia beats Washington and we beat the Giants. Our schedule, our out-of-division schedule, those 2 games that we play that are not in any of the divisions that we're playing that year, would be to host Seattle and play at Green Bay, the 2 division winners from the divisions that we will not be playing against in the NFC. Now, if we were to lose to the Giants, we would rather... we had finished 3rd in the NFC East, but we'd rather host Arizona and go to Minnesota. So I'm kind of looking at it like this, and I definitely want to hear what you guys think about this. So comment below and let me know your personal thoughts on this. I'm looking at it like this, though. I don't really see us making, because ultimately the goal is to win the Super Bowl. I think we can all agree on that. And I just don't see us getting, 1, to the Super Bowl, but 2, winning the Super Bowl. It just doesn't seem ultimately realistic. With our defense has given up the most points in franchise history. Right now we're sitting at 450, and I'm sure we'll give up at least a few to the Giants. And Andy Dalton, I mean, he's been playing great recently, but unless he has some Nick Foles-esque kind of run, I just don't see that. Offensive line's banged up. This just doesn't seem like our year, and that's okay. That's okay. It's just not our year. So would we rather lose to the Giants, come back healthy next year, bolstered up O-line, get Dak Prescott back, maybe spend a little money on defense, invest something there, trade some guys that we have been underperforming, re-sign some guys that we want to keep, and come back and have to host Arizona and go to Minnesota, get a couple wins there, or have to host Seattle, which is always a tough matchup with them, and then go to Green Bay, who is a team that I think will likely be the defending NFC champions, and that's a tough task to handle. Lambeau, you know the weather. Hopefully it's not too cold by then. And yeah, so looking at it from this point of view, definitely let me know what you guys think. But it definitely makes me makes, I guess, that last playoff spot a little less desirable. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that for sure. One last thing I wanted to point out too that I thought was kind of funny. It has to do with Andy Dalton's contract. If he plays 50, this is an incentive of Andy Dalton's. If he plays 50% of snaps and gets into the playoffs, he gets a little $1 million bonus there. And then first round win $500,000, second round win $500,000, and so on, so on, so on. So I thought that was pretty funny. So you bet your butt Andy Dalton will be playing to win the game. And then he barely eclipses 50%, which I thought was pretty interesting as of now, because I saw that and I was like, well, is he at 50%? And it turns out he's just on the mark. So assuming he gets a majority of the offensive snaps on Sunday against the Giants, Andy Dalton will be looking at a nice incentive if he can get the win and Philly can beat Washington. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed this style of video, let me know. Maybe we can do more stuff like this outside of the film room. I know this is a pretty specific video, but just get into something similar like this. So definitely let me know. Maybe do some mock drafts down the road, just something like that. I don't know. If you enjoyed the video, though, definitely like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. And once again, comment below. Let me know how you, I guess, your ideal scenario of how you would want this upcoming week to pan out for us. Once again, guys, thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you on the next video.